The book of the prophet Zechariah, the exile of Babylon. We're told in the book of Ezra, Zechariah and Haggai challenged and motivated to build a temple in the fulfillment of God's promises. Long a mile ago, Jeremiah's exile would last for 70 years, and then after God restored his presence, a new temple, and his kingdom will rule the Messiah over all nations. The date of this book, 70 years, almost up. The back of the land was hard, and none of these promises will ever come true. Why? Because the book of Zechariah, explanation, the clear design, a deduction, set the tone. Zechariah, dream vision, second concluded of the seventh year, and by two more large collections of poetry and prophecy. Let's dive in and see how the book works. Zechariah challenges the generation to turn back to God and don't be like your ancestors who rebelled and refused of the earlier prophets and led into exile. And I like to turn to exile as Zechariah. We are repent and humble themselves to God, and so it seems. A large section of 8 pipeline visions, and Zechariah finishes full, bizarre warnings of like your dreams. The idea of God speaking in dreams is really old, and we'll go back to Genesis, and back to Jacob, Joseph, and Pharaoh. This explains many at times event or the future. And Zechariah has only themes now. It is cool, symmetric. The first and the last of each, the first of each, portraying the world in God's behalf, represented a Genesis watch. The report is world is at peace, and Zechariah is there. How God raid Persia to conquer Babylon and bring peace. And Christian rises 70 years of exile is almost up. Is now the time for the Messiah kingdom to come and return his promises, but he leave a timing unanswered. And seventh vision, reflection of Israel past sin and exile. These horns symbolize the nations attacked of Syria and Babylon. His horns later on scattered by a group of blacksmith, image of Persia. Seventh dream, a woman in a basket, a symbol of Israel, of rebellion. This woman is carried out Babylon for other women. They kept the basket with stork wings. So strange. This things are prepared. New Jerusalem as a man measured by his city, God's promise that will be rebuilt to all the nations will join God's people in worship. The sixth dream, it's like a scroll that flies around Jerusalem, planting thieves and liars. I have the ideal being doesn't sell, don't steal, don't lie. The first vision, it's a collection of 2 leaders, exile. Joshua the high priest, Rubel, the royal descendant of David. Joshua is his dirty clothes of sin. Israel later on sins removed, and a new detergent of God's forgiveness. An angel tells Joshua, and if you remain faithful to God, you will lead the people and become a symbol of future Messianic king. The other vision saw 2 olive trees. Apply oils, this Arabic gold lamb. The symbol of God's watchful eye is what for people, and there's 2 trees, anointed leaders, Joshua and Zerubbabel, leading the temple with efforts. Success will not come only if political are moving. These 2 leaders of God's Spirit. One is vision, the prophet, the themes, 4th and 5th visions. Joshua the high priest again, given a crown, symbol of Messiah, priest and the king. Zechariah closes all out. All these visions will be fulfilled, but only if the current generation is faithful to God and obeys the terms of the covenant. These 3 visions emphasize the coming Messiah king will come only if the generation of people are faithful to God. leads to conclusion of Zechariah. The group of Israelites, they come. They were mourning over the former temple destructions before 70 years. That scared. Should we should start grieving? So God's cooking coming soon. Zechariah, ancestors rejected God's prophets. That led to the exile. He challenged them too. This generation will see the Messianic King only if you are pursue justice and peace and covenant. And Zechariah, question reverse, will you become the people who are ready to participate in God's kingdom? And that question, I guess hanging there, the people don't answer, the book just moves on. And the final section, different chapter 1 to 8, images of poems, a future Messianic king. First, describes the coming of the humble Messianic king, that riding a donkey, the coming to Jerusalem, as that God's kingdom is offered to nations. All of a sudden, this king is symbols as a shepherd of the flock of Israel and rejected. There's a while own people and by other leaders that also symbolize the shepherds. It handles such corrupt shepherds. There is a question: will Israel's rejection of the king forever last forever? The final 12 to 14 says no. It was a poem of images the future of the Messianic kingdom, the Jerusalem, and God's justice can confront evil among the nations, seeing Prophet Joel and Ezekiel, and confront the hearts of the people and pour the Spirit in them. God will grieve over this rebelled and rejected Messianic shepherd. Final section concludes, Messianic scene, all the nations, save nations, and Garden Eden living raw their life, and the healing to all creation, and that's how the book ends. Zechariah, as you ponder the collection of 1 to 8 and 9 to 14. The point was to see the future Messianic king. Second half only will come when God's people are faithful to the covenant. The first half, the book of Zechariah, is a wild ride. Poems, the startling imagery, and then I found the inner engine floor of God. That's part of the point. It's like history in our lives. That doesn't always fit neat or really pattern. It's a glimpse of guiding history, purpose of history. We're invited to look above the chaos and hope for a coming God kingdom. I should motivate faithfulness in the present. That's what Zechariah is all about.